Everyone, Matt here from Doctors Running, and today we're going to do a comparison review of the Saucony Triumph 21 and the ASICS Nimbus 25. So these are both premium neutral daily training shoes with a ton of cushioning underfoot. My hope with this video is to help you decide which one might be better for you, if they're even appropriate at all, right? So these shoes are going to be for people who want a lot of foam underfoot, generally want either a little rocker ride or a little bit more bouncy ride, and are willing to pay a little bit extra to have that kind of more premium fit ride experience, right? So coming in with specs just initially off the bat, the Triumph 21 is coming in at 9.8 ounces, men's size 9, 8.8 ounces, women's size 8. The Nimbus 25 is coming in at 10.2 ounces in men's size 9 and 9 ounces of women's size 8. Stack height is coming in at, with updated front running out warehouse, 39 millimeters in the heel, 29 millimeters in the forefoot for a 10 millimeter drop. The Nimbus 25 is coming in at 41.5 in the heel and 33.5 in the forefoot for an 8 millimeter drop. Ride-wise, materials-wise, very, very different. So the Nimbus 25 has full-length Flight Foam Blast Eco Plus midsole foam with a pure gel insert in the heel, which is supposed to make it a little softer in the heel. And as usual, the Triumph 21 has full-length Power Run Plus with also a Power Run Plus insole. How does that feel on foot? So what ends up happening is the Triumph 21 actually feels a lot lighter and actually feels a little bit lower drop because the Power Run Plus foam is much softer and much more bouncy. So when I put this on, I was like, this is to be in the 9 ounce range. So 9.8 ounces was kind of surprising. It's got a good bounce underfoot. It's not your kind of plodding shoe, but it can handle that. It's something that, yeah, it's a really nice shoe and it can definitely handle a little bit of up-tempo stuff because it's got some of that bounce, which is surprising for a premium daily trainer. The opposite is very much true for the Nimbus 25. It has a somewhat softer ride, but it's much more of a high stack rolling rockered ride. I don't get the rolling rockered feeling as much here. Feels kind of snappy with some flexibility in the forefoot, whereas there's like no flexibility in Nimbus 25. So rolling sensation, very beveled in the heel. Took a little bit to break that in, but both of them have pretty solid bevels. The Triumph 25, the foam compresses immediately. The Nimbus Triumph 21, The Nimbus 25 took a second for this to break in, but once it did, it was totally fine. Just like I said, very clearly a not heavy, but a maximal shoe and a rolling ride underfoot. So upper-wise, right, that kind of changes things and switches around where there felt like initially there was more room in the Nimbus 25, but as I put it on, it's got kind of a tapered toe box. And part of that, even though it looks wider, what ends up happening is the volume is really low. So it sits really low against the foot. So people that have a little bit more narrowness in the forefoot, that's probably gonna work better for you. The rest of the shoe is fairly normal in width, which kind of doesn't look like it, but the lockdown is really solid. So they're very good lockdown. This kind of gusseted tongue here really locks the foot in. So I had no security issues in the Nimbus 25. The Triumph 21, again, it's just slightly snug in the forefoot, but the volume is a lot higher throughout the length of the shoe. So I actually had to kind of lock the laces down in the midfoot especially. Didn't have any slippage in the heel, but there's more volume in the Triumph 21. So if you have a little extra room in your foot, especially in the midfoot, the Triumph 21 is going to work better. If you're someone who has a lower volume foot but wants a really soft premium upper, the Nimbus 25 is going to do a lot better. Whereas if you want something lighter, like I'm really surprised for a premium shoe, the Triumph 21 it's light and it's pretty breathable. So that was kind of surprising. And it probably contributes to one of the many things besides the midsole foam that makes it feel lighter. Again, overall in use, both of them are going to be really, really good for those kind of easy daily miles. The Nimbus 25 kind of wins out on those soft plodding miles, where if I want to be able to pick up the pace a little bit and have some variation in paces, the Triumph 21 really wins out because it's just got a snappier ride on the foot. There's more bounce from the foam, but it's, again, it can handle some easier miles, but I feel like the Nimbus 25 just is able to plod along a little bit better. That's not necessarily a bad term to use. It just kind of seems a little bit better at those really easy paces and really long, like easy long run. Whereas if I'm wanting something for a long run, I want to pick up the pace a little bit, Triumph 21 for sure. Stability-wise, these are not stability shoes. I will say, though, that the Nimbus 25 does have better overall stability. The Triumph is a little bit narrower. The foam's a lot softer, so you kind of move a little bit more. There are sidewalls, but the foam's soft enough that it doesn't really make an effect. Whereas the relatively slightly firmer ride, still relatively soft, of the Nimbus 25 and the sidewalls and the rocker, and especially how midsole is really wide. Like the sole platform is really wide, especially the midfoot's fill in nicely. So it just makes it a more inherently stable ride. It's not a stability shoe by any means, but it's just a little bit more stable. So those are people that want a borderline stable neutral shoe, Nimbus 25 is going to be a little better. Those that really don't need that and just want that bounce and want a like great shoe that feels lighter than it is and bounces a lot more than it probably should, the Triumph 21 is going to be your shoe. So both solid shoes. I think they're just going to work well for different people. I personally like both of them for different reasons. I like this being a little bit more stable. And it's also like the Nimbus 25 is a crazy update. This looks nothing like the previous version. So kudos to ASICS on this, but also kudos to Saucony for going, yeah, we have something that works and let's fix the upper. And it's a solid shoe. I'm still really surprised this is 9.8 ounces. It feels much lighter than that, but just different types of rides for different folks. Which I'm kind of starting to pick up the pace a little bit, I'm probably going to lean toward the Saucony Triumph 21 just right now, just because I am picking up the pace. I'm doing a little bit more speed stuff. I like doing strides at the end of my runs now. The Nimbus 25 isn't as good as that. It's really meant for those easy plodding miles and longer stuff. If you want something faster, maybe the Cumulus might be a little bit better option. But these are different shoes, similar category, but hopefully that helps you narrow down, first of all, are these even shoes you're interested in? And if they are, hopefully you can make a better decision now.